Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have the power to transform everything around them with just their presence? They emanate such strong and authentic energy that, even without intention, they provoke profound reactions in people and their surroundings. But there is something you need to know. The dark side of high vibrational people can be as powerful as their light. When it comes to protecting their energy, they do not hesitate. And those who dare to cross their boundaries may encounter consequences that no one expected. What many people don't know is that behind their high vibrations lies an equally strong defense mechanism, a protective energy that wards off any attempts to drain them. These people are not only sources of inspiration and growth, they are also guardians of your own integrity. If you think you can manipulate or take advantage of them, think again. Karmic justice usually acts quickly to restore balance. And for those who insist on trying to mess with them, immunity to energy vampires will be the first defense to be activated. High vibrational people are not afraid to expose their vulnerability, but that doesn't mean you can take advantage of their goodwill. Their shadow reflection can bring your own fears and insecurities to the surface, revealing aspects of yourself that you may not be ready to face. If you try to manipulate the situation, be prepared to have your lies exposed almost instantly. They have a unique ability to detect falsehood, and the truth always comes out when they're around. Their influence is so powerful that they unwittingly inspire others to break free from the masks they wear. But be careful. Once you cross the line, the cut can be permanent. These people prioritize their peace and will not hesitate to walk away from any relationship that threatens their energy. Don't underestimate the power of a high vibrational person. When you challenge them, they can be the catalyst for change you never knew you needed. Now, imagine what your life would be like if you began to understand and apply these principles to your own journey. What would you do to protect your energy? How would you react if the shadows began to reveal themselves before you? The answers to these questions could be the key to a deeper spiritual awakening, and I'm here to help you discover how to do that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to continue learning about this and other transformative topics. Your journey is about to begin. Highly vibrational people carry a duality that many are unaware of. While they radiate light and high vibration, they have a dark and powerful force that protects their integrity and energy. This duality is what allows them to remain firm, not only serving as a source of inspiration for those around them, but also as a shield against energies that could destabilize them. Anyone who has tried to deceive or manipulate them quickly realizes that, behind their brilliance, there is an unshakable force that reacts with precision and intelligence, protecting their authenticity and integrity. These people act like powerful mirrors, reflecting both the best and the worst of those who cross their path. The high vibration they emanate is like a magnetic field, attracting everything that resonates with its own frequency and repelling anything that threatens its balance. But be careful. This intense glow also illuminates the shadows around them. When living with them, it is natural for the insecurity or dishonesty of the people around them to come to light. And, even without meaning to, they end up acting as catalysts for internal changes in those who come close to them, promoting a type of transformation that is almost inevitable. This force of duality is a natural protection that keeps energy vampires at bay. Rather than being sucked dry by those who want to drain their vitality, high vibrational people create a kind of immunity field against emotional manipulation. When encountering someone like this, manipulators, instead of feeding on their energy, end up drained. If someone tries to distort or dim their light, their high vibrational energy reverses the attack, leaving the manipulator exhausted and, often, questioning their own intentions. And the impact isn't limited to manipulators. Anyone who comes into contact with them feels this duality intensely. They inspire personal growth and stimulate deep self-awareness. When you're around someone with a high vibration, it's common to feel compelled to become more authentic and reflect on who you really are. This process isn't always comfortable, but in the long run, it generates invaluable inner strengthening, as if they're helping you uncover dormant parts of your own energy and potential. The presence of these people also acts as a kind of karmic justice for those who try to hurt or manipulate them. Driven by their own integrity, they do not hold grudges, but they know how to protect themselves by setting clear boundaries. This causes the energy around them to adjust quickly. Those who try to act in bad faith usually experience consequences, as if the universe itself responded to their intention. In this sense, it is not that they cause reactions. It is as if their own energy triggers a natural reaction of protection and balance, something that naturally extends to everyone around them, paving the way for the next aspect of their vibrational impact. Those who vibrate at a high frequency bring with them an energy of accelerated karmic justice, an intriguing phenomenon that few fully understand. When someone tries to harm a high vibrational person, the karmic response seems to be almost instantaneous. It is as if the universe rearranges the energies around them, adjusting and reciprocating their intentions with redoubled intensity. This rapidity of reaction occurs because the high vibration of these people creates a field of transparency and truth, where actions and intentions become almost impossible to hide, and the consequences arrive as an inevitable reflex. The intensity of this accelerated karma field makes those around them think twice before acting dishonestly or manipulatively. Imagine a mirror that reflects every movement in an enlarged way. This is the effect these people have on the behavior of others. They promote a kind of self-correction in the attitudes of those around them, because the strength of their energy causes chain reactions. If someone acts selfishly or in bad faith, they quickly see their own actions return in a clear and often uncomfortable way, which leads to learning and adjusting their attitudes. For those seeking to live more authentically, being around high vibrational people is a constant reminder of the importance of integrity and truth. They encourage, even without words, the development of a powerful and profound self-awareness. And for those willing to grow, this influence can be extremely positive. If someone wants to protect themselves from manipulation or toxic attitudes, they can take inspiration from the way these people behave, living according to their own values and respecting the universal laws of cause and effect. To the less attentive, this karmic justice may seem frightening, but it is actually a sign of the alignment that these people have with the flow of life. They live so connected to their own truth that any deviation around them is noticed and adjusted by the universe almost immediately. This does not mean that they are punishing anyone. Their own energy simply does not allow negative vibrations to stay around. This phenomenon works as a natural protection mechanism, which adjusts and balances itself as intentions are revealed and, thus, encourages personal growth around them. And when you look at these dynamics, it becomes clear that high vibration is not a weakness, but rather a catalyst for change. Being around spiritually aligned people who radiate authenticity and protection encourages a new type of coexistence, based on trust and mutual respect. Those who choose to interact sincerely benefit deeply, while those who act dishonestly end up facing their own choices. This karmic effect is just a reflection of what true spiritual energy can do, paving the way for natural protection against energy vampires. People with high vibrations naturally develop a kind of immunity against energy vampires, those people who, intentionally or not, drain the vitality of others. This immunity is like an invisible armor, the result of an energy that grows stronger with each challenge faced and overcome. They are like sources of light that, when illuminated by their surroundings, reveal any dark intentions that come near. It is almost impossible for a manipulator to stay around for long, because their own game of control loses its strength and ends up exhausting them, as if their own poison were returning to them. Anyone who has tried to suck the energy of these people soon realizes that the damage is greater than expected. Instead of becoming victims, these high-vibration people are able to reverse negative intentions, creating a kind of protective field where their energies not only remain intact, but are strengthened in the face of attack. A practical example of how this manifests itself is in the workplace. When dealing with manipulative colleagues, they maintain a firm and polite posture, not allowing these energy vampires to drain their vitality. The reaction is almost automatic. as if an invisible wall were erected between them and the manipulator. This immunity also holds a valuable lesson for those who want to protect their own energy. To shield yourself from energy vampires, it is essential to build a high vibrational field, stay in touch with your own truth, and live authentically. In addition, practices such as meditation, conscious breathing, and setting clear boundaries are practical ways to strengthen this energetic protection. Just like these high vibrational people, anyone can learn to preserve their vitality, keeping manipulators at bay and developing an immunity that becomes increasingly solid over time. This protective field is not limited to simply repelling unwanted energies. It also acts as a reflection for those who try to manipulate them. When energy vampires try to drain these people, they end up being forced to confront their own motivations and often end up drained of energy. It is as if, without realizing it, they are draining themselves by trying to access the strength of someone so connected to them. Over time, these manipulators distance themselves, as the wear and tear they experience is greater than the benefit they sought to obtain. This dynamic ends up educating and pushing away the energies that do not resonate with the truth of these people. In this way, these high-vibration people become examples of strength and self-control. By observing how they manage to keep their energy intact, others learn about the importance of an integrated and protective posture. This immunity against energy vampires is, therefore, a vital attribute for those who seek to live authentically and free from toxic influences. And this level of protection paves the way for another fascinating ability, that of functioning as a mirror, exposing the shadows of those who come close, even if unconsciously. Highly vibrational people act as true mirrors for those around them, reflecting not only what is visible, but also what is hidden in the shadows of each person. When someone approaches a person with this intense and clear energy, it is as if a magnifying glass reveals their own insecurities and unresolved issues. This revelation is not intentional. It happens naturally, because the light of these people makes it impossible to hide the parts of themselves that we often avoid facing. Instead of repelling, they expose, which is uncomfortable for those who prefer to keep these areas hidden. The presence of these people can cause feelings of discomfort or even irritation in others, especially in those who carry unresolved hurts, fears, or traumas. It is common for individuals to feel intimidated or suspicious, projecting their own shadows as if they were defects onto the other person. This projection is, in fact, a defense mechanism. When confronted with high vibration, many try to justify or avoid internal confrontation. Thus, when interacting with these people, some feel almost forced to look at their own vulnerabilities, even if this comes to light unconsciously. However, this effect can be transformative for those who are willing to see their own shadows. Being close to someone with a high vibration becomes an invitation to personal growth, as they act as catalysts for inner change. Those who recognize this opportunity and accept the initial discomfort begin to work on their own self-knowledge, a process that, although challenging, leads to spiritual and emotional maturity. For these people, the reflection of shadows is a chance to strengthen their self-esteem and self-awareness, moving more consciously through life. Furthermore, this experience of reflection helps to distinguish between those who are truly willing to evolve and those who prefer to remain stagnant. People who choose to face their shadows end up becoming stronger, while those who avoid this process often fall away. For those who want to work on personal growth, it is important to understand that each aspect of themselves that they reflect on is an opportunity to get to know themselves better. They can start by identifying small behaviors, such as patterns of reactivity or feelings of envy, and use these clues to understand their own deeper motivations. These high vibrational people, by acting as mirrors, provide deep and constant learning, but also a form of indirect protection against falsehood and manipulation. The reflection they generate causes only those with sincerity and authenticity to stay close, while the others, little by little, move away. This power of reflection, however, is not a choice, but a natural effect of their energy. And this, in turn, leads to the next characteristic that these people manifest, the ability to detect lies almost intuitively. High vibrational people have an almost instinctive ability to detect lies, as if they had an invisible radar for the truth. This sensitivity to energy makes it difficult for liars to maintain their story without being noticed. It is as if their own vibrational field is able to read beyond words, capturing nuances of discomfort and contradictions that others do not see. Thus, those who try to deceive them quickly realize that the mask does not hold up, as their lies end up being obvious in the face of the clarity and integrity of those who live in high vibration. This ability is not linked to direct judgment or distrust, but to a subtle energy reading that occurs effortlessly. When interacting, they perceive the tone of voice, facial expression, and even the way the person's body moves, revealing hidden intentions. It is common, for example, that in professional or personal situations, these people know exactly who to trust, as the signs of authenticity or falsehood become transparent. Their energy acts as a filter that separates the true from the false, keeping them safe and whole in the midst of complex contexts. For those who live with these people, this talent can be challenging, as their presence often demands total transparency. There is no room for manipulation or half-truths. Everything that is hidden tends to emerge. A practical example of this can be observed in friendships or relationships. People with high vibrations naturally encourage sincerity, leading those around them to express themselves honestly. Those who do not align with this frequency end up distancing themselves, as they realize that it is difficult to keep up appearances or hide negative intentions. This ability to detect lies also helps these people protect their energy and inner peace. When they realize who is being dishonest, they can make quick decisions to preserve their serenity. It is not uncommon for them to distance themselves from relationships where they perceive dissimulation, remaining only with those who bring transparency and respect. It is an emotional and spiritual survival skill that ensures that the environment around them is clean and aligned with their truth. After all, in environments where truth reigns, they flourish even more. With this ability, these people become a powerful presence, inspiring others to seek authenticity and coherence. By maintaining a high vibrational standard free from falsehoods, they encourage everyone around them to transform themselves, whether out of admiration or necessity. This impactful influence ends up having a transformative effect on entire groups and social circles, bringing about profound and positive changes in those around them. The presence of a high vibrational person is like a flame that effortlessly illuminates everything around them, causing profound changes in others. They don't need to do anything specific. Their mere presence inspires transformation, challenging those around them to embrace their own authenticity. It's as if they are a constant reminder that living in accordance with one's essence is possible, and this creates a domino effect in the groups they frequent. People begin to rethink their choices and question the masks they wear, driven by the inspiring energy that emanates from this person. This powerful influence often causes an almost automatic reaction of admiration or, in some cases, discomfort. Those who are ready to live a more authentic life aligned with their values feel drawn to it, while others may feel intimidated, as if they are being forced to confront their own contradictions. In social and professional circles, this energy acts like a magnetic field, attracting people who seek the truth and pushing away those who prefer to keep up appearances. Authenticity is contagious, and when you are around someone with a high vibration, it is as if you are invited to take off your masks. In practical contexts, this can be observed in work meetings, social events, or even a simple casual encounter. A high vibration person, without having to say anything, often sets a new tone in the environment, where truth and transparency seem to be natural requirements. For example, when entering a room, it is common for the conversation to become more sincere and people to reveal more about themselves. This energy naturally transforms the environment, inspiring others to reveal their own vulnerabilities and, in many cases, to adopt attitudes of greater integrity. This transformation is not imposed, but happens organically, as if this person's vibrational energy were a living reminder of the power of living with integrity and truth. They inspire those around them to free themselves from their own limitations and seek a life more aligned with who they truly want to be. This does not mean that everyone around them accepts this influence immediately. Many may resist and even try to subvert this effect. But deep down, the impact is inevitable. These people plant seeds of change that, sooner or later, begin to germinate. And as this influence spreads, it also strengthens these people's ability to cut ties that no longer serve their purpose. They understand that in order to keep their energy high and continue to inspire change, it is essential to remain surrounded by authentic and constructive relationships. This natural understanding leads them to the next power, the ability to cut ties and distance themselves from those who pose a threat to their peace. High vibrational people have a powerful ability to cut ties with that which does not resonate with their essence, whether these ties are people, situations, or environments. This decision to distance oneself does not arise from indifference, but rather from a deep understanding that their energy is valuable and needs to be protected. They sense when something or someone threatens their peace, and instead of persisting in draining relationships, they choose to walk away. This process is like pruning. By cutting off the branches that do not flourish, they allow their energy to be directed to where there is true growth. When it comes to relationships, this ability is even more evident. People with high vibrations know how to recognize when a relationship is beginning to undermine their self-esteem or divert their focus from their personal growth. They can see beyond appearances and understand the profound impact that each person has on their life. Thus, instead of maintaining relationships just for convenience, they choose authenticity and integrity, prioritizing connections that truly add value. It is an act of self-awareness that promotes self-worth and extends to all aspects of their lives. This severing of ties also involves breaking with patterns and habits that no longer align with your purpose. A high vibration person intuitively senses when something no longer serves them, whether it's a job that limits their potential or a cycle of self-sabotage. Instead of ignoring these signals, they listen to them and act on them in favor of their well-being. This detachment allows them to move forward more lightly, without carrying the weight of commitments that drain their energy. By freeing themselves from these ties, they make room for new opportunities and experiences that are more aligned with their evolution. A practical example of this process is how these people can, for example, distance themselves from toxic work environments or friendships that no longer nourish their soul. They know the value of maintaining relationships where there is genuine exchange and of seeking spaces where their energy is respected. This attitude also makes them catalysts for change for those around them, inspiring others to reflect on what they truly want in their own relationships. By observing this courage, many feel inspired to value their own peace and energy as well. And with this ability to cut ties with what no longer serves them, they open the way to something greater, a space of deep vulnerability where, alongside those who truly matter, they can be who they truly are. This next step reveals how, after leaving what is unnecessary behind, they become a presence that inspires others to do the same, fostering growth and self-awareness. High vibrational people, with their expansive and genuine energy, have a unique ability to expose vulnerabilities, not out of weakness, but as a form of genuine connection. When they are in a space with others, their energy becomes a mirror, reflecting what many would rather hide or ignore. They don't have to do anything to reveal this. It's as if their presence illuminates the deepest parts of the human psyche, exposing fears and insecurities that were hidden. This reflection is often uncomfortable, but at the same time, it is an invitation to self-knowledge. This process does not happen aggressively. The exposure of vulnerabilities by a high-vibration person is subtle, like an energy field that causes others to reveal their deepest aspects without them realizing it. When they are in a group, people around them tend to feel compelled to talk about their fears, their unhealed wounds, or even their emotional needs. This happens not because this person is forcing something, but because their energy calls to the surface what needs to be healed, whether in a spontaneous conversation or in an exchange of glances. Sometimes this exposure can be uncomfortable, especially for those who are not yet ready to confront their own shadows. Imagine a person in a social setting who, while interacting with someone of high vibration, suddenly feels the need to reveal something deeply personal that they have been hiding. This moment can be revealing, because by having their vulnerability exposed, the person is forced to reflect on their own unresolved issues. It is an invitation to personal growth, even if, at first glance, it causes immediate discomfort. In a practical situation, this can occur in work meetings, friendships, or even family situations. A high vibrational person can effortlessly get those around them to reveal aspects of themselves that had not been brought to the surface before. This, in turn, triggers a process of introspection and, often, a significant shift in the way these people see themselves. Exposing these vulnerabilities is therefore a form of healing. By acknowledging what was previously denied, people can begin to work through their emotional wounds and move towards greater authenticity. This powerful energy of exposing vulnerability also paves the way for a deeper kind of intimacy. When people feel safe enough to show their weaknesses, they begin to connect in a more genuine and meaningful way. This creates a space of mutual trust where growth and transformation can flourish. The high vibrational person, without having to say a word, creates an environment where true transformation can occur. And that transformation always begins with embracing one's own vulnerabilities. High vibrational people have the power to catalyze profound changes around them, often without even realizing it. Their presence is like a transformative agent, breaking comfort zones and leading those around them to confront old beliefs, limiting patterns, and stagnant situations. This happens naturally, as if their energy creates a space where change is inevitable. This process can be uncomfortable for those stuck in rigid habits or mindsets, but paradoxically, it is exactly what these people need to grow. When these people enter a room, they don't need to do anything to bring about a change. Their vibrational energy is so powerful that it triggers chain reactions. For example, in a work group, a highly vibrational person can start suggesting simple changes in processes or attitudes, and, without realizing it, everyone starts to rethink the way they are conducting their activities. This change does not come from impositions, but from the energy they emit, which challenges the way things are being done. It is as if their presence instigates a deep reflection on how to improve, evolve, or even reinvent oneself. This effect is also seen in personal relationships. A high vibration person, when talking to someone, can simply be who they are, effortlessly, and this leads the other person to reevaluate their choices, actions, and even their worldview. Instead of trying to control or influence directly, they inspire change by living their truth authentically. This catalytic power is often underestimated, because it does not come from direct actions, but from the energy that this person carries. And often, those who receive this transformation do not realize that it began with a simple act of being around someone who reflects a full and authentic life. A clear example of this is when someone with a high vibration starts a meditation practice or shares a book that has changed their perspective on life. Without forcing anything, simply by living more consciously, this person creates a field of possibility where others begin to wonder if they could not live in a healthier, more connected, or more aligned way with their purpose. In this way, these people become catalysts for change that go beyond words. They transform simply by being who they are. This transformative effect is often the key to personal growth for everyone around them. When change happens organically, without external pressure, it is much more effective. And so, the person with a high vibration continues on their path, changing the world around them, not by force, but by the fluidity and intensity of their presence. Their ability to generate change can be the push needed for others to free themselves from old patterns and move towards a more authentic version of themselves. Now that you know the power of high vibrational people, are you ready to apply these teachings to your own life? How will you protect your energy and ensure that your authenticity is not compromised? If you have recognized these traits in yourself or in the people around you, it is time to reflect on how to act in a conscious and protected way. Think about situations where you felt drained, relationships that drained your energy, or times when you felt insecure. What could you have done differently to keep your high vibration intact? This is the time to take responsibility for your own energy, cutting ties with what no longer serves your growth. Life is about choices, and every step you take toward your authentic self strengthens your protection. These teachings are not just about defense, but about self-knowledge and transformation. By applying these principles, you not only protect yourself, but you also become a catalyst for change in your own life and the lives of those around you. Now it's your turn to take action. How will you start? Tell us in the comments about your experiences, reflections, and what you intend to change from now on. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Keep exploring these concepts and more, so that together we can grow and evolve.